Who was the greatest of the Arctic explorers? Hint, it wasn't the guy that got there first. Roald Amundsen and other notable Arctic explorers. This week on Kentucky Fried Chronology.
Perfect. Amundsen's a hack. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Sorry, it just felt like the right time to try and throw that out there. No, he's great. Go ahead. Go. But we're doing Arctic exploration today here on Kentucky Fried Chronology while we drink our whiskey and fucking talk about the cold, ice and snow.
Yeah, I know. While we turn the AC off so that we get good audio in here.
And it gets increasingly more hot in here, right? So let's breeze right along and get into this.
Right. You know me. I like to start in chronological order.
Start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning because
you know me. I based mine off of a TV show I saw once. We'll get to it. Go ahead.
Okay. You're gonna have to get
I'll
back
explain
to
it. Go ahead.
You'll have to later. You got me confused. But yeah, essentially Arctic exploration kind of starts with everyone, and I don't want to just like immediately throw them in the dirt, but everyone kind of started to realize that trading for spices through intermediaries was more expensive, slowly becoming more and more expensive, and eventually they all decided to kind of go get it themselves.
Try and find a workaround.
Yeah. I
don't want to deal with the Ottoman Empire. I'm going to send a bunch of people on a very dangerous sea expedition around the most dangerous oceans in the world just to avoid paying a tax.
And after everyone...
I don't care who you are, where you are, man. Everybody hates paying taxes and will find any means to try and get around it.
Mm-hmm. And once they learned that the Cape of Good Hope was in fact a marketing name, not an actual honest one, they set out for
isn't it like the worst set of oceans in the entire world?
It is.
It's just constant storms.
Seasonally, it is some of the worst in the world on average. Strait of Magellan goes through the area. Cape Horn is around the whole bottom part.
Okay.
Taking the Strait of Magellan is technically, it's one of those risk, but not if you know the.
Yeah. So instead of trying to go around the actual tip where all the big waves are, you want to cut through that little bit of the tail end of South America.
But watch out, rocks and reefs.
Yeah, like that scene in Jason of the Argonauts when they're going through the fucking cliffs. Have you seen that movie?
Which one? The old one?
Oh, the old one from back in the 60s. The only good one. What are you talking about?
With the weird skeletons that were...
Yes! Yeah. With the stop-motion skeletons? Yeah. Dude, fuck yes. That's the only good one. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, everyone essentially got tired of paying the Ottomans extra money for tax or for spices. So they're like, okay, we know, because the Russians have told us, that enough ice melts up in the north during the summer. What if we sent a ship up around the northwest part of Russia, hence Northwest Passage.
Canada, not Russia.
That's where it eventually came from, but that's not where the term originally started from.
I was going to say Russia's.
I know that was
fuck over here though.
But they originally started searching,
so the Russians started searching for it.
No, the Russians told them. Russian England, they traded a fair bit. Seasonally during the summer, certain Russian ports were open that were closed by ice. So they thought, okay, what if we go up around Russia and just keep going? Will we end up getting around to India so that we can get the spices we want?
Okay. So because A, B are true, C must be true.
Exactly. This is
the Russian ports in summer thaw out, so surely the rest of that part of the hemisphere does too. So we should be able to get a land or a sea route through the ice up there.
Russia's not that big. We'll be able to get up around it before it freezes over again.
It's not. There's not 10,000 little tiny fucking islands in your goddamn way. Plus some really big ones. with absolutely nothing on them.
So this young explorer type, a man by the name of Henry Hudson.
Shock and surprise.
I know, right?
I wonder if he has any formative geological sites named after him.
Let's stay tuned to find out. So he sets out with.
I assume this is Hudson Bay, Hudson.
Yes.
Okay. Just for the people who didn't get the joke.
He sets out with the Muscovy Trading Company, which again,
England and Russia traded. The beaver pelt people.
Some of them, yes. So he sets out on a trade mission for them to see if he can get up and take this supposed northwest passage to see if he gets there. He gets all the way to Svalbard, Sweden, and has to turn around because the pack ice is way too thick. Because,
That's not very far. Sweet. Did he go the wrong way? It seems the opposite direction of where he needs to go.
Remember, he set out from England.
I know, but Sweden is the opposite direction of America. Sweden.
He's not going to go that. He doesn't think to go that way yet. He's thinking they can go up around Russia and come around the underbelt.
I get it.
Other way. You're thinking of different. You're thinking the actual Northwest Passage. That's
got you.
Skipping ahead.
I got you. I understand now. He was trying to go up
over the north part of Russia.
The easterly route.
Yeah. The Northeast Passage.
Oh, good luck with that. I don't even think we can do that now with icebreakers.
Give it like
the climate. We can go under it.
Yeah, if the climate change people are right, give it 50 years. We probably can get a sailboat through there.
Oh, dude, you're not the actual the route that they found later.
You can take that now.
No, in 2007, you could start doing it without an icebreaker. Now it's like a tourist attraction. They have cruise ships out there, like King William's Island and shit.
Oh yeah, watch King William's Island be a tropical paradise.
Yeah, no, it will. Like the plants and shit are going to start growing, and the poor bastards I'm going to talk about later are going to be like sitting in hell. Like
anyway, so this first expedition fails, and although this expedition, by the way, was all the way back in 1607, he set out to find the Arctic Northwest Passage in 1607. Okay. So he tries again, but he switches companies. He joins the Dutch East India Company.
Oh, we've talked about them before.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that episode.
And he gets a fair bit further. He gets all the way into Russia and a good, decent little ways in it. Apparently, he gets to a place called Noya Zemlya. Noya Zemlya. Wow, that's hard to say.
Oh, shock! Your Russian's bad.
I know.
It's almost like they lost the Cold War.
No. Anyway.
Thought you'd like that.
So and pack ice again forces him to turn back. That was just a no-go. In early 1600s, this was not going to happen.
The absolute stones on this fucking guy to even try, though, in this shitty ship. Like, the one I'm picturing in my head, I'm like, no, pack ice is going to crush it like a tin can. He was using the gunpowder not to clear a path for the ice. He was
probably
using
just to
keep the ice away from his ship, right?
So, now, another year goes by. He's able to get more funding from, Dutch East India Company. Because
I was just saying, because they got plenty to spare at this point.
And they also want a cheaper way to get their spices, so they're more invested.
What year was this?
1609. They were invested in finding ways.
Oh no, they're not at the height of their power yet, but they are extremely wealthy and influential.
So they're definitely ready to research.
They could definitely fund this easy. It wouldn't hurt them any.
Okay.
So but they're not like what we're thinking when you say East India Company.
Now, the Dutch, having this colony called New Amsterdam, decided, hey guys, why not go to this place, New Amsterdam, New York, whatever. Go explore there. See if you can't find anything. Maybe you'll get lucky and find a passage through there. So Hudson takes his crew, goes across the ocean, gets there, gets to New Amsterdam, starts exploring around, finds this river. It's a good-sized one. Well, long story short, it's the Hudson River, named after him. What a shock. He goes all the way up to its head, pretty sure, the first time. Because I think he just only navigates
first European.
Yeah, well,
definitely.
Obviously. First European to navigate. I'm not sure if he goes like all the way up to the headwaters, but he goes up far enough.
We'll give it to him.
He goes up far enough for it to count, so it counts. But, however, he does not get lucky enough to find the actual Northwest Passage. However,
he does find Hudson Bay.
Not on this expedition.
Oh, really?
Not this one. No.
How many of these did he fucking do?
He has one more in him after this one. This one, he finishes exploring a large chunk of what would become modern-day New York State.
Down in New Amsterdam.
Yeah. Kudos.
Staring at this yellow-haired girl.
If you're not, it's one of those. If you're not going to do what you initially set out to do,
strikes up a conversation.
You really don't. If you're not going to find what you initially set out for, do some survey work, get a little extra money.
Yeah, mapping the new world is a very big thing when they find it.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Lewis and Clark.
It's one of those.
That's the only reason we talk about them.
First clear maps of the solar system. Like whenever we actually get out in the solar system, start colonizing and mining it. The first clear maps that show us what's inside the asteroids are going to be just as valuable as the first new maps of where the New World was, especially to people like what is essentially going to be the new empires.
Shut up. I made me forget everything I was about to say. It had something to do with space. Oh, funny, you should bring up fucking space. These guys that we're talking about right now, you can compare them to like astronauts for us now. Because think about it. They're going off into the nothing. Like European minds have no concept of what the new world is. The guy sitting in his coffee shop in France smoking a cigarette, eating his baguette.
There's a place.
He's like, I know there is an America, but I have no idea what it is, right? So these guys, like your Hudson and everybody, they would go. They're fucking rock stars when they go and do this shit, right?
Especially if you can sell yourself.
The Neil Armstrongs of their day, especially if you make it back and are able to tell people about what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
That instant money, right?
Here's the thing, though, and because as well as we don't really hear their stories because Hollywood doesn't have a happy ending to tack onto it.
Oh, fucking happy ending!
I know, right? Sometimes they don't. Henry doesn't get him. We'll get to his unhappy ending here in a few minutes. However, a lot of these great explorers who died partway through their journeys,
foreshadowing,
their groups that were there, the guys that were with them, often recorded their fate and brought their own personal journals back to a lot of the time, especially for Henry Hudson, their employer, the guy who hired them to go out there and do this shit.
Benefactor.
Yes. Patron, if you're
there you go. There's the word.
Patron. Yeah, word back.
I knew we'd seep through the bourbon and find the word eventually. So this is
we're not out on the plains, thank God.
I derailed the fuck out of it.
Oh, you did.
So Hudson's on his second trip, and he's just doing the river. He hasn't got to the bay yet.
No, he's on his third trip.
How does he go for how does he set up the third trip?
Just enough time passes. He
just got a wild hair up his ass. Like, I didn't go far enough. I know I can go further.
Well, no, it's just like you only have a finite amount of exploration time when you're exploring.
Well, yeah, you can only hold so much shit on your ship.
Well, and you can only be out there for so much before the winter freeze starts to kill you. So you got to head back at a certain point. So when it started to get too cold for the last one, it's like, all right, I've got this river mapped. That's good enough for this year. I'll go back. So he goes back, or actually, I think he stays in New York for a while.
I would imagine, yeah.
Corresponds via messenger.
I would, yeah.
Hey, can I get more funding? Can I go try? I think I'm
already here. It'd take 4 months to get back to England. So
yeah. permission to go up and around to see if there's something up this way. And they're like, yeah, here's some money. Go for it. So he pays, gets everything.
Here's some ruble. I mean pounds.
British pound sterling would have spent.
No, there's a whole conspiracy theory that like most of this, like after Napoleon was defeated and shit, like Britain and shit was so bankrupt that like Russia started like throwing money at them to help and shit, so they bankrolled a lot of this shit, but Britain never paid them back. That's why Russia went on the decline. You like conspiracy theories? You never heard this one?
No, I've got pretty solid evidence that
I have no evidence for this at all, but it was just a fun story.
Especially after the Fourth Coalition, and Russia basically bankrolled all of Britain's actions during the Fifth Coalition. Yeah. I've heard that before, which would coincide with the timeline. I have not heard this theory before, but that is really cool. But no, anyway, so back to what we're doing. Meanwhile, back at Hudson, he gets what he wants. He gets his funding, so he goes up. He finds what we eventually call Hudson Bay. His boys go up and around, and basically the second he gets to this open area, where the kind of the sea opens up, or the river kind of opens back up.
It's a big giant one.
Yeah, he opens up in there, and he thinks, "Oh, I found it, boys! I found the Northwest Passage. We're on the other side." And it's slowly, eventually, because he finally finds the other end.
Yeah, doesn't it fucking blow your mind how like small that we used to think the world was?
That too. But as well as Hudson's Bay was small enough that it was small enough that was going to happen, but it was big enough that there were several days where, they were
wide open ocean. We must be in. This has to be the Pacific, right?
They had to be partying on board that ship. There was no way they weren't. However,
man, you mean they drank all their rum ration before they even got done?
I don't know.
Sad.
That I can't confirm.
Bunch of sad sailors on that ship, right?
Here's the thing, though. They find Hudson Bay, and they kind of get this. They realize, it's just a bay. But there's a lot of beaver here, so it's kind of worth our time to show up here.
The Hudson Bay Company.
So the Hudson Bay Company does eventually get formed because of the original thing. But because it takes them so long to get up there and get across the bay, because they think they're going to get to the Pacific. They really do. They think we'll get to...
It has to be there, right?
Yeah, they think, we'll get to civilization before too long. We'll just push across... Oh.
I'm waiting for you to hit me in the face.
Sorry. No, they hit the end of the... They hit the end of the bay and they're like, oh, no.
No, it's just more Canada.
Pretty much. So they start to turn back.
Hockey teams, as far as the eye can see.
Maple syrup.
Side note, I actually hate real maple syrup.
I don't think I've ever tried real maple syrup.
It tastes weird to me. I understand why, because I'm so used to the fake shit that we get here, also, like the pancake syrup.
My hick ass was told sorghum was the best thing ever, and that's basically blackstrap molasses.
I like sorghum.
Even more hick. It is.
Sorghum's pretty good. You ever had sorghum on toast?
It's okay.
Look, don't get me wrong. The key is to not put too much. You don't want a big glob like you would with like jam or something. You want the thinnest sheen on your toast of sorghum, just the hint. It's like sweet and bitter all at the same time. I don't know, I'm weird.
No, I get it, because I don't like the bitterness.
He's over here, he's like, I'm just hick. I'm over here, I'm like, no, but sorghum's good.
You give me shit for being hick, and you're like,
I grew up in the same goddamn part of Kentucky you did.
I love sorghum.
I just hide it better than you do. I buried it under D&D and anime. And pro wrestling. My Stone Cold shirt.
Yeah. Anyway, so they get there and they realize, oh shoot, we're not going to have time to make it back. We can't go up the river. We don't have time.
We're going to have to winter quarters here.
They make winter quarters, and they
did they get trapped in the ice?
Well, the ship technically it gets trapped, but the way the ships were designed, they didn't.
He was smart enough to get the ships close enough to land, or they could get off of them.
Yeah, that's kind of why they found land before they found civilization again.
Yeah, so it's like so they're just sitting on the beach camping,
pretty much,
being like, Man, can't wait for them boats to fucking thaw out so we can leave.
But it is Hudson's Bay, and a place that weather and meteorologists call the Arctic or Canadian Shield. It's very, very cold there in the winter.
Sounds like a comic book character.
The Arctic Shield, yeah,
no,
it
the
really
Canadian
does.
Shield.
Oh, the Canadian Shield, yeah,
it's Captain America's Canadian counterpart, right? And they team up to fight Nazis. And the Canadian Shield's constantly,
if we throw
like committing like war crime level shit against the Nazis.
Oh my god!
And Cap over there like, no, you gotta stop. We can't do that. He's like, ah, fuck them. They're Nazis.
We surrender. We surrender.
Bam, 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 bam. Canada, no.
He was about to surrender. He was about to kiss my ass.
He's from Newfoundland, apparently.
He's a newfie.
He's a fucking newfie.
Anyway, so
Jesus Christ, Tommy.
So yeah, they get stuck for like a very bitter winter. And Hudson, this is where the story takes a bit of a tragic turn. Aww. Hudson, not reading the room.
I was rooting for him this whole time.
It was going so well, right up until he died.
Does he really? He doesn't make it back.
Hudson tries to keep. He's like, guys,
there's got to be a Northwest Passage.
I totally think we could find the Northwest Passage. We've come this far. Let's keep going.
We're him. We're that fucking good, guys.
So they're like, oh, you think you can find it? They take him, his son, 6 of his most loyal followers, leave them in a rowboat, and off back to New York.
So they abandoned him on the fucking shoreline? You want the fucking Northwest Passage? Find it yourself. We're done.
No, they didn't abandon him at the shoreline. Apparently, what I read, they abandoned him while they were under sail.
Oh, in the middle of Hudson Bay?
Pretty much.
Fuck, that's like 600 miles of open water, dude.
Yeah, that's basically 4 Great Lakes.
Did we ever find him?
No.
So that was like the last ever heard.
That was the last we ever heard of him, and apparently the people that left him behind supposedly got in trouble.
I fucking hope so.
The Crown, the Dutch East India Company was not happy about the loss of their leading man.
No, that's worse than the mutiny on the fucking Bounty. Goddamn, what the fuck?
So yeah, they kind of apparently the winter was that harsh.
I legit didn't know nothing about this, and that was now I want to find out more. I want to find out, like, was he an asshole? Has to be a reason. There has to be more of a reason other than, like, come on, guys, we can do it.
They didn't even kill Alexander for trying to push it.
Yeah, right. They mutinied, but sure, they were like, no, we're just not going any further.
Refused to take orders.
They didn't kick Alexander off that cliff he was looking over. Like, look, there's so much more land we could conquer. Well, here, have it, Pink.
Kinda.
The poor bastard. I feel so fucking bad.
Right?
So, no Northwest Passage.
No, but we did find
and for several centuries. Like, at least 2,
essentially,
right?
Essentially, for well over about at least 120, 130 years. What was that, 1840?
I don't know. When did your Norwegian guy fucking finally do it? 1860 something, 70?
Oh, so yeah, it was about 150, 160. It was 1870, so it was about 150 years later
that somebody finally found the Northwest.
250 years later. Yeah, it was about 250 years after that because 1718.
I mean, except for your guy. Nobody has had a good time trying to find this Northwest Passage.
Kind of like space exploration.
Yeah.
You either come back a hero and get adulation, or you die.
Yeah, well, I mean, the casualty rates for space exploration are only like, I don't know, 20? We're talking hundreds of people that have fucking froze to death in the Canadian tundra.
Oh yeah,
trying to find this fucking thing. And my personal
think of all the people that died trying to find gold in the gold rush.
Yeah, my favorite Arctic exploration story is the Franklin expedition.
Yes.
Right? All right, we're going to fast forward a good 200 years. We're going to go to 1845, and we've tried multiple times. Many a great explorer has been stopped just short of finding the Northwest Passage. But 1845, there's an admiral. Can't remember his name, but he's about to retire, right? Admiral Barrows? I don't know. But he's about to retire.
Burroughs?
And he wants one more, like,
I want to say, was it Richard Burroughs? I'm thinking of the author. Never mind.
Sorry. I was like, I don't know. I can't remember the admiral's name, but he's old. He's about to retire, and he thinks one more, like, good little feather to put in his cap would be like, what if I'm the guy? What if I'm the guy who ordered the Northwest Passage exploration finally to happen, right? So he goes and he sets about to find the team, the A team. He wants the best. He wants the best fucking ships. He wants the best crew. Wants the best doctors. This mission will succeed. He gets two of the best ships he can find. The
HMS Terror?
Yeah, I was like, I can't remember how the British called their ships. The
His
HMS
Majesty's
Terror and the HMS Erebus. Fuck Erebus.
Didn't expect a Warhammer crossover,
but that one. But fuck Erebus. But exactly. The HMS Erebus and the Terror. They used to be mortar ships, like bombard ships. Right? So they had like really thick hulls and were strong.
And were designed to hold a lot of weight.
The Erebus actually was at the siege where the Star Spangled Banner song was written.
Yeah.
I fucking am blanking on, can't remember.
What, in Philadelphia?
No, that's really wrong. Can't fucking remember. But that ship was one of the ships that was bombarding us when...
No, it was New York. It was New York. They were attacking New York. That's what it was.
Whichever.
I think.
We were getting bombed, and this was one of the ships that did it, and we got our national anthem out of it. So thank the Erebus. And the Terror was at Trafalgar, I think. Or no, wait. No, that's one of the captains later. But both of these ships, skipping ahead because I don't know what I'm talking about, to the part where I do know what I'm talking about. Both of these ships were taken and refitted for Arctic exploration. And one of their first missions was with Captain Ross, the guy who mapped the coastline of Antarctica. And,
also, he ate his shoes.
I
have to mention that because it's funny.
That's a different person.
That wasn't Ross?
No, Ross actually had a good time of it. Apart from getting stuck in the ice for a little bit. This is Antarctica.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about Franklin and the copper mine expedition. I'll talk about
so that was his other.
Yeah, but these are just the ships I'm talking about. So we got to start with the good ships, the proven ships. They served Captain Ross so well in the Arctic that I think there's a couple mountains in the Arctic actually named after the ships, Mount Erebus and Mount Terror.
Neat.
Which is, that's kind of awesome. So these ships are taken and given another upgrade because they're already good Arctic explorer ships. We're going to give them the best technology we have.
Yeah, don't they,
more armor plating to
give them iron.
Yeah, like 20 feet of iron plating to give them like more against the ice,
so they can withstand being squished by ice better. Yeah.
And steam engines. The first ships in the British Navy to have steam engines. I get your face. They weren't ship steam engines, like designed for a ship.
No, they weren't.
They were old locomotive engines that they just kind of put in the boats, but they could push about like 8 knots.
Also,
under ideal conditions.
Also, they put off a lot of heat, which was
also
nice.
true. Also true. And
it's one of those upsides.
It had one of the very first desalination systems on the ship that could make fresh water. We'll come back to that here in a little bit. So got the ships. Best ships you can have. We need the best crew and the best captain. Who are we going to get? Captain Ross, obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, fuck, he's retired. Who else we got? What about that William Perry guy? He almost fucking made it. Like last time he went, he damn near made it through the ice. But he had but he made it.
But his
he's
ship
been
wasn't
the furthest
armored
than
enough.
everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he promised his wife he wasn't going to do this shit anymore.
Oh,
What a fucking pussy. All right, fine. What about that Franklin guy? He's
the one that ate his shoes?
The Captain Shoe Eater?
You know what? I guess we could give him a chance. He is
pretty popular with the people. He did write those books about his expedition and like the cannibalism that happened, and he executed those guys. The people liked that. Yeah. It'd be good PR.
And his wife's really popular.
That is true. That is very true.
No BS. No BS. In ye old Victorian socialite society, having a wife who had the gift of gab
and was just at all the parties.
She was worth her weight in gold. Worth her weight.
Yep, that's Miss Franklin for you. She's that lady.
She was whining and dining.
She was friends with Charles fucking Dickens.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, this man's career, like, even though he had a bit of a bump.
He got knighted. Even though the copper mine expedition where he was sent to find like an overland route for the Northwest Passage ended in just abstract disaster with cannibalism and like 20 people dead and stuff, but he made it back and was able to write about it. So he's a celebrity now.
Right?
Got knighted even. So we're going to go with him, but I like to think of the guy in the back of the room who went, what about Captain Crozier, Francis Crozier? He's way more experienced. Fuck him, he's Irish. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the admiral even was like, what about that guy? And they're like, nah, he's Irish. And a Protestant. Ugh.
Oh, what a pity.
What a weirdo. All right, so fuck him, right? We'll let him be the captain of one of the boats. It'll be fine. But we'll skip past all our jokes and bits here. But the commanders of this expedition are Sir John Franklin.
I have to go watch this show now.
I'll get to that in a minute. It's a good show. But Sir John Franklin is the overall commander of the expedition. The captains of the two boats are going to be Francis Crozier, our aforementioned Irishman, and James St. James. What the fuck is his goddamn name? James Fitzjames. It's a weird name. But he's the captain of the other one. And he was actually considered for overall command, but the Admiralty thought he might be a bit too young because he's only like 30. Right? Everybody else is like up in their 50s. And these guys go around, they pick the best crew that England has to offer, right? So we're set. This is going to be a success, right? Got the best ships. We got the best crew. We got the best captain, kind of. We really got the best captain who's not retired. We'll say that.
We got the best. We got the best engines that the ships.
They were perfectly serviceable engines on land.
Turns
out you don't have to deal with salt water. So we're set up. This is going to be the most successful expedition to find the Northwest Passage ever.
So we, of course, wait for the right time of year to set out, right? Okay.
We set out in the summer, or like right before summer, like right travel time.
Arctic.
We leave from Baffin Bay over by Iceland, so we can hit into the
current that goes up that way. And
what's it called? So upset with myself.
Gulf Stream.
No, something Sound. I can't remember what it's called.
Puget Sound.
Nope. Starts with an L.
I used to be a geography nerd.
I can't fucking remember, but they go through. There's like a little inlet that goes into Canada, and then up and around, and King William's Island, and that's where we're going. We're going through Canada up into all those islands, and everything's going great. Having a good time, right? We're gonna spend our first winter at Beachy Island because they know that this is gonna take a while, so they're ready for it. So
it's a multi-year expedition. They know they'll be
they go do some exploring and stuff, and they're like, all right, the ice is coming. We're gonna pull back over to Beachy Island and set up our winter quarters. And like 3 people die.
Scurvy?
I don't. There's a anthropologist who dug them up. It was like a mixture of like tuberculosis and lead poisoning and other stuff.
And not like lead poisoning, like actual lead solder from the canned food.
Yeah, so we'll get into it. But these 3 people die, and you can actually go, and their graves are still there, and there's some. Man, the pictures are wild of these fucking guys. Like they look like they were buried a couple months ago. Like these dudes still have eyeballs.
It's so
freaky. I wonder if
there's no bacteria up there to eat on them.
And it's really cold.
It's so cold. Yeah, you could basically.
Would YouTube get mad at me for putting the pictures up? Surely not. Right?
I'm not going to.
It's for historical value.
I strongly recommend.
I'm gonna put the pictures up. Freaky, right?
And demonetized.
We don't make money anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
But these 3 guys die for some reason, but the expedition's been going pretty good. They even send a Lieutenant Gore off to one of those
cool name,
right? One of those like outpost cairns, right? They build like a stack of stones and leave messages in them for other people to find.
Yeah,
they sent him.
I've seen him.
Yeah, they sent him to put one in there, and was like, oh, like all's well, everything's fine. We're at this latitude. We summered or wintered over here.
Lost 3 men due to TB.
I don't even think they wrote that down in that thing.
Oh, I thought they did.
I don't think so. But you can, if you want, you can go online and read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It survived. So as of like 1846, everything's fine. Businesses we're mapping shit and having a grand old time.
So the next spring rolls around.
The next spring goes around, they start to go when the ice thaws. It's King William's Island,
which they thought originally was not just an island.
Was just part of Canada. It was actually just King William's land at the time.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't know it was an island
until they
you're Norwegian guy.
Oh yeah,
nobody knew. They're gonna go up and around this way because remember that William Perry guy I was talking about earlier who almost got command of this. They figured, well, he went that way and he got X far. Surely we can too, right?
Right.
And you know what? I bet if they'd have done this shit like 2 years before, probably would have worked out for them. But for some reason, we're going to hit like this like mini like 5-year ice age.
A little ice age, yeah.
That's going to happen here. And these poor guys just get stuck.
Through some of the worst. Worst winter.
And to be fair, they kind of probably expected this to happen.
To a point.
They were ready for it. They had like 3-4 years worth of food and shit. They're like, all right, well, fuck, we're stuck in the ice. It'll thaw out next summer, and then we'll be able to go. Well, the next summer comes around, and it doesn't thaw out.
It does not thaw.
And then the next one, and it's still not. And they're running out of fucking supplies. People are starting to get really sick. They don't really know why.
Scurvy's
setting in because, they had a bunch of canned food, but right?
It started going bad for some weird reason.
There's 3 problems, I guess. There's 3 problems with the canned food. They probably, because it's a government-funded enterprise, probably paid the lowest fucking bidder for the canned food.
Cheap solder.
They rushed it. So, on top of some of the food just spoiling, the lead solder they used to seal the cans was done sloppily, so they're getting lead poisoning. Their teeth are starting to turn black, and you know. And another part of canning, the third part, is at this point when you can shit, it lost a lot of its nutrient value.
After a while, yeah.
So even though they had like canned lemon juice and shit,
there was no vitamin C.
Yeah, the vitamin C just wasn't there.
Down.
So, oh man, that would suck dick. You're sucking down this like sour ass fucking lemon juice for absolutely no reason.
Also, there's lead in it.
Yeah, also there's lead in it. Oh, the acid's probably leaching the lead out even faster. I just thought of that. That's even worse.
Also, there's this thing, because it's like, oh, well, maybe we can save ourselves by hunting local meat sources.
They're on the side of the island where the walrus and shit aren't at, because think about it. The northern winds are blowing usually in kind of an easterly direction, right?
Right.
Well, they're on the western side of King William's Island, right in front of the wind. So all of that snow and ice and glacial runoff is just coming right at them. If they'd have went around the other side, even if it was just to see what's over there, they probably would have made it. Because the island would have blocked a lot of the ice and shit. So it probably would have been easier to go down and around that way. But again, they didn't know it was an island.
Right.
And I assume, I mean, yeah, I get it. Franklin probably, if he thought it wasn't an island, would have been like, well, I mean, we'll just get trapped in that fucking bay in the ice and we'll never get back out. So yeah, I get it. I kind of get it.
Right. So, decision time has to be made. We can't.
We need to.
We're stuck.
We're stuck. So we're gonna try and walk the fuck out. Right.
We know if we go far enough south, it will eventually.
Well, yeah. Well,
reach civilization.
What's it called? Like Backfish River. They know that there is a like trading outpost at Backfish River, which is to the south in the Canadian territory. One of those.
They know it's
one of those Hudson Bay. Beaver fucking companies.
Yeah. And they know it's a ways off, but it's doable.
It's about 600 miles or something. I don't know. This island is huge. Kings William's Island is massive and nothing. There's nothing on it. There's no vegetation. There's no there's no walruses really. Like even
polar bears,
even the Inuits, I think, like just kind of like
they avoid that area because there's
moved across it to get to better shit, right?
Yeah, if that, they usually walked around because they didn't want to have to walk through an area with literally nothing.
So these poor bastards they load up all the shit they can in these in their longboats, and they're gonna drag them and they're gonna walk.
Yeah, they're gonna drag, yeah,
and. We'll just they all die.
Long story short, they eventually succumb to scurvy.
The starvation, cannibalism, you just misfortune. Like they found dudes skeletons where it's just like, well, that guy just fell face forward in the dirt from where he was walking,
and they didn't stop him.
Yeah, and then nobody came back. There's the boat place. That's what they call it. It's called the boat place. It's literally one of the boats that they were dragging with like some guys
sitting around it,
like dead around it, where they just was like, fuck, we're dead, just falling over. So, oh no. Remember Miss Franklin and how she was super popular?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she
has to be worried sick. Her husband's been gone longer than expected. Something has to be going on with her.
She had to have had some kind of like wifey premonition, because it wasn't even 2 years before they were gone and she was like, something's wrong, somebody go look for my husband, somebody go look, something bad happened. Like she's like, it's 2 years in and she's already like, no, somebody go.
They're supposed to be gone for 3 years.
The Admiralty was like, yeah, no, they were like, this shit takes time. Like it's we're not at worry point yet. Even though they kind of turned around and was like, I mean, has anyone heard? Anybody saw anything? No.
Maybe we should start asking questions discreetly.
But she fucking is the reason that they even start looking for these poor guys. And then, to be fair, there is a fuck ton of effort. They try from both sides. They go east and west.
Mm-hmm. Because again,
over like a decade trying to find these fucking guys.
This was rich and popular people doing something scientific. So this was this had all of Britain's, or basically essentially all of the empire's attention, pretty much.
There was a 10,000 pound reward for just any information on what happened to these guys. Not from Miss Franklin, from the Admiralty. Like the captains and shit were like, what the fuck happened?
Because at first they tried to ignore
disregarding that, like, Miss Franklin was putting up all of her own fucking cash to fund private expeditions to try and go find something. It was a huge story. It was everywhere. Like, everybody was like, what happened to these guys? They just vanished. And then some Scottish guy, I can't remember his name, he's off looking, and he's talking to the Inuits, you know, the Eskimos. Talking to them, and they're like, well, we saw like a group of 30 guys dragging a boat, and they looked pretty rough. And then the next year we went back and we found the same boat with a bunch of bodies around it, and some
they looked like they'd been eaten.
Yeah, and some like
no, surely you lie. You would never say such a thing.
No, you're not wrong. This guy brought this information back to England,
and they staunchly refused.
No, they wouldn't pay him the reward for information. Even like they're like, no, fuck you. Good Englishmen wouldn't do such a
proper Victorian gentleman would never resort to cannibalism.
Charles Dickens wrote a bunch of articles fucking being like, they were probably killed by the Inuits, being a racist, you know, so
and they really didn't want to believe.
Knew I didn't like Oliver Twist for a reason.
Bunch of other no, Oliver Twist. No, Oliver Twist is more sad than anything else.
Boring. It takes too fucking long.
Please, may I have some more?
That's the most interesting part of the whole fucking book. I'm sorry. Way off topic, but Charles Dickens was vehemently like, no, good Englishmen would never commit cannibalism. It's because he's a Scot.
Making up lies about
just to be even more racist. But eventually, they find. Remember that cairn, the stone stag,
they find the message.
Lieutenant Gore left the thing. Was like, everything's fine. You know, we're good. They found that.
Didn't they find another message where it was kind of?
It was the same message. It was just written in the margins. It was from Francis Crozier and James Fitzjames. They're like, look, we had to abandon the ships. Captain Franklin died on July 11th, 1747. I think so. Confirmed he's gone, so Miss Franklin can stop looking. And we're going to try and walk our way to Backfish River or whatever.
Backfish Bay.
And stuff. And over the past 150 years, we just randomly will find
bits and pieces
some
of
poor bastard bones laying. I think the most recent was actually James Fitzjames, and they found like tool mark, like somebody butchered him for cannibalism. So they ate one of their captains. Fucking savages.
Also, like as with most cannibal in some instances, you'll find that it was mostly the hands and feet cut off first because
make it look as little human as possible. I get it. Yeah, like if I gotta eat a motherfucker, I don't want to look at his face. I'm not going for the cheek meat. Little pork jowl.
It's sad that you know that would be the most tender part of a grown ass.
I have butchered a pig. I went to culinary school. We made head cheese. It's actually not bad.
Jealous.
It just sounds really gross, but it's actually not bad.
Really gross.
It does. It sounds.
So jealous.
Making it is really gross.
You know how we.
But it's not that bad.
Sidetrack off of a sidetrack. Remember how we dissected a frog and a worm in high school?
Remember how I got in trouble because my fucking stupid little knife thing they gave me was dull as piss, so I just snapped its fucking collarbone and pried it open with my thumb.
No, Pyro was
No, Pyro's this
He pulled
fucking
his own
psycho who
knife.
pulled his switchblade out and was like, I got this.
I had that. I didn't have a class with you. I had class with Pyro. But no, I'm so jealous. Guess what my mom got to do? A fetal pig dissection.
I think if you took AP biology, you got to do that, but we weren't smart enough for that shit. Like, I barely passed biology. I think just because,
the mitochondria
Miss
is the
Heineken
powerhouse of the cell.
Heinemann, I'm so sorry. I called her that all through high school. But that is the tragic and heroic end of the Franklin expedition, and all was lost. But what happened to the ships?
The ships?
The ships?
I assume they were just abandoned. Did they not find it? Did they find the ships?
The fun thing about the ships is, remember the letter they wrote? They actually wrote the longitude and latitude of where they abandoned the ships.
Right.
So they should be right there, right?
Right.
No, they were found like 60 miles and 100 miles consecutively away from where they were abandoned.
They drifted.
Or were recrewed. We don't know, because again, there's like native reports of them being like, yeah, we found some boats and there was like dead bodies on them. But the best thing is that the HMS Terror was found in Terror Bay.
A place
that was named after the ship. Just happened to fucking be in the bay.
Just happened to sail itself back there.
Yeah, like they didn't know that the ship was there when they named the bay. They just found it. It was found literally like 10 years ago, like 2016 when they found the ship. You can go watch cool videos of them like diving on it and shit. Everything's all pristine. Yeah, it's dope. And they found the Erebus like further away. It's not in as good condition, but it's in shallower water. It's in like 35 feet of water, which makes me think that even when it first sank, the masts had to be sticking out of the water, right?
Probably.
Those are way taller than 35 feet.
Yeah.
So I like to think that like 100 years ago, if you went out on the ice, you potentially could go past like the crow's nest of a ship just sticking out of the fucking ice. That's dope. But that's it. That's all I got. That's my favorite one. Mostly because I watched a show back in the day. Did you ever watch The Terror?
I've seen bits and pieces.
It's so good.
I like the actor, Sarian Hines.
The guy who plays Franklin in the show?
Yeah.
He was Julius Caesar in Rome. Yes, no, he plays John Franklin in the show, and he's so good.
He's good.
He's so good. The show is so good. It feels like 1845
with the
until like episode 6 when they finally like show the monster.
Which they have a monster in it for some reason.
I was fine with that. That didn't bother me at all. Like, I'm totally willing to buy into the paranormal bullshit of these guys getting eaten by some Arctic monster. But my problem with the show is it's just a CGI monster. And it's like 2007, so it's like it's not even like the good CGI from like Lord of the Rings. It literally looks like it looks like they ripped something out of a PS2 game and threw it on there, and I was like, oh, this like takes me out of the entire shit. You did so good making me feel like I was in this world.
My immersion has been ruined.
It has, dude, guys. It was just, give me a practical effect. Fuck, make it a polar bear. I would have been okay with it being just like a blood-crazed polar bear killing the crew. Would have worked. Would have been totally fine. Just the monster was really bad.
Yeah.
So, up until like episode 6, best show ever.
Right. So, moving on.
The
last arc.
Do we ever find it? Do we ever find the Northwest Passage, Chuck?
We did, eventually. And, thanks to our last Arctic Explorer.
Our last guest. We have him on the show. Hey, come on in.
Roald Amundsen, everyone.
Hey!
We dug him up from the grave.
We're Chronology for a reason.
We used our time traveling superpowers.
Yeah, there we go. We brought him forward.
No, Roald Amundsen, and also we kind of needed a happy ending for our characters, and he got it. He did all the cool exploring he wanted to do, and went home and had a regular life at the end of it.
He did the thing I said.
Yeah.
He went east instead of west. He went around the eastern side of King William's Island
Mm-hmm.
and realized, hey, there's not as much ice. Oh, fuck, there's stuff to hunt. Oh, there's fish in the water, too. Fuck, oh, we did great.
We're starting to get towards life again. Because you kind of, like, once you get so far north, it's eventually...
It's literally like a line, like halfway through fucking King William's Island. Like you could draw a line almost like
there's nothing
on this side.
to...
There's shit that's alive. On the other side, Arctic wasteland of nothing. Guess where most of Franklin's boys died? In the Arctic wasteland side of it.
Yeah.
Though they do think that some actually did make it to mainland Canada.
That's one of the theories.
We haven't found that. Like it's mostly from like
5 or 6 of them made.
It's mostly from like in native reports and stuff, but like we haven't found any of them yet. But like one day we keep finding them.
Yeah,
so
you never know.
Tell me about Rold.
So he decided as a young man, he saw kind of the age of exploration starting to unfold. Really get going as he was a child, and he had read all these stories about these explorers in the past.
Probably read Franklin's book.
Probably at some point, I'm sure. Excuse me. And so he decided, I'm going to be the first person to get to the North Pole. I'm the guy. I will, son of a bitch. Who got there first? Really? Oh, all right, fine. Okay. Pivot. I've done all this.
He beat him by like a month too. He was like setting up. He was
getting everything ready. Yeah.
On his fucking trip to the North Pole, and then suddenly it's like, so these other guys totally already did it.
Okay, you know what? Pivot.
Show over.
We're trained. We're ready to go to the North Pole. Let's see if we can't go. See if we just can't beat everyone to the South Pole.
Nobody's been. Well, fucking nobody's been to the South Pole.
Nobody's been
right?
There.
Let's go.
Let's do some mapping. Let's do kind of what the British did. Let's do some mapping of an area first. See if it's doable. So he goes, gets him his words are hard. He gets an expedition funded to go down there. Kind of essentially make the leeway plans for it. Doesn't actually make a full attempt, but he does do a mapping expedition of a fair chunk of the coast, which would eventually become today's Norwegian claim.
Mm-hmm. Because he was Norwegian.
Yeah, he was Norwegian.
Viking.
Yeah.
The last Viking.
Also.
Except for me.
Also, want to say, he did all this on a very tight budget. Norway was very broke at this time.
I was like, yeah, the government wasn't giving him any money for this, were they?
He had to interrupt. He had to postpone one of his expeditions because he had to wait for World War I to finish.
I mean, it's a little important.
It kind of tied up everyone's attention. It really did.
I mean, even though Norway wasn't really involved, I mean, but
it made traveling on the seas too hard.
Submarines, right?
Getting an expedition ship. There's no way they're gonna believe you're not tied with the military.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Explore.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? I'm going to the Arctic. No, I don't believe you.
Not anymore. You're not.
Taste my torpedo, yeah.
Pretty much. So he waits till World War I's over. Gets him another expedition ready to go. Now, I don't know if this is the full Arctic expedition because I kind of rushed my research on this one a little bit because I got so caught up on Henry Hudson stuff.
I know it was
brutal honesty.
No, dude,
brutal honesty. Henry Hudson was way more fascinating. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the one where he actually, because he had multiple expeditions, like 4 or 5 of them, I think he went on. One of them, he did go up and do the Northwest Passage stuff, and he did find that one eventually. And I'm not as familiar with that, so I'm not going to tell you about that one. He did his Antarctic expedition. That one was kind of the best one, I think, because of how he does it.
Could you possibly tell us about it? You've been circling around it for 5 minutes.
Sorry. So he decides small team is best. So I'm just going to get 4 or 5 guys, or 5 or 6 dudes, bunch of sled dogs, like 60 of them. Shitload for, I guess, multiple different teams, or for some reason, and also sledges to carry their gear, I guess.
We learned it from the Inuits when he found the Northwest Passage. He took like all of those skills and was like, "Fuck, South Pole is going to be a cake fucking walk."
And he kind of does. He does make one minor error, because he knows he's competing with the other
Scott.
He knows
Captain Scott.
Captain Scott and the Americans.
English. English.
He's English?
Yep, it's British.
Oh. As you can see, I did a lot of research on this one.
Oh, I know a lot about Captain Scott. You want to hear some fun facts about Captain Scott and his doomed exposition?
Oh, yeah. I'll let you get into it here in a sec. But he does jump the gun just a little bit and starts out the expedition just a little bit early, to the cost of he loses several sled dogs, and one of his men really rips his ass, rightfully so. And so, long story short, he leaves that guy behind because,
I was food. I'm sorry, shooting the dogs is probably the best fucking course of action.
Yeah, you left a little too early. Fair enough.
It's not like the men ate the dogs. He shot the dogs to feed them to the other dogs, so the dogs could pull the sleds. Made sense to me. I get it. Yeah, I would be sad as fuck that somebody had to shoot the dogs, but we're in the Arctic. I get it.
Needs must when demons
But still,
drive.
I don't think he should have left the fucking guy behind.
He left him somewhere. It's not like he left him to die. He just left him out of the exposition at that point. So he gets everything ready, waits till the appropriate time, leaves actually a little bit before Scott, but not much. But
he's like a month ahead of Scott. Scott's 3 weeks to a month behind him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was quick. It was a close race, man.
Oh, I thought Scott was closer than that. I thought Scott was like barely a week behind.
No, he was like a month behind him. But I'll talk about him in a minute. Go ahead.
I will say this: Amundsen had really good navigation and was just pretty patient about letting his proper navigation do it. Took his time, did his math work, made absolutely certain. And he built one of them little stone cairns when he actually got to the spot and left a message for Scott. Scott gets there about a month later, reads the message, and I am just a guess, has the biggest hissy fit on Earth. Like, his whole team is secondhand embarrassed by how poorly Scott handles it. I'm certain
what a fucking dick punch. Just, okay, hang on. I'm going to defend Scott here just a little bit. All right. It's not his fault. He was British fucking Navy. And they have a certain way of doing things. Sure. Probably bringing horses to the Arctic. Bad idea.
You think?
Just saying. Sure. Maybe could have planned this better. Maybe you could have fucking brought better people. But fuck, man, finding that goddamn letter after all you went through and you shouldn't have got this far, to be honest.
You really shouldn't have.
You really shouldn't have.
You
should have died way sooner. You should not have got to the cairn. But to get there and find this fucking letter of Edmondson basically being like, hey, buddy, if you find this, could you take this letter back home just in case I die on the way back? I did totally beat you here, though. Suck it.
Pretty much.
Fuck, yeah, I kind of get why he kind of gave up on the way back and they all died. The horses was what killed me the most about it, though. I was like, yeah, why the fuck would you think horses and ponies were going to be the thing to take to the Arctic? Because it's what the British military does. Yeah, pack animal. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's a shock he made it to these. He did. He made it to the South Pole. Did our boy, our strong Englishman, Scott.
He honest to God, he basically brute forced his way. when Amundsen did the research, he kind of did that whole...
Did everything the right way.
Amundsen is over here like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Doing the memes, smoking the pipe, doing the research. And Scott is over here forging just a big old hammer to just bash his way through the ice.
Amundsen just followed the 6 P's. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Scott, on the other hand, had a wife who liked fancy things and to be part of society, and pushed him to do this because it'd be great for his career.
It would be great for your career.
Though, to his credit, I'll give him this with the wife thing. Like, his mom didn't want him to do it, but like his dad and uncles had like ruined the family fortune to the point where he looks at his mom and goes like, "Yeah, you might not like her, but this is the best I can do, so shut the fuck up."
It's kind of a, hey, if we weren't as broke.
I was like, if your husband hadn't fucked everything up, maybe I could get a better wife. But this is what I got now, so shut your goddamn mouth.
Dang.
So, Captain Scott, fucking love you, man. You did not deserve to freeze to death out in the Arctic.
I didn't realize you were so
telling your mom, like, it was his dad's fault. Fuck you.
Surprised you felt that way. I didn't. Needed to do more research on Scott, apparently.
Yeah, you looked over the most, like, Amundsen's great. Like, he accomplished all kinds of shit, and he is the last Viking. Like, I will never take that away from them.
The textbook example of what you really should do.
But man, Scott had some fucking character to him. If I was making a movie, like, he would be the most fun character to write for, probably.
If we made this in 1995,
like, he would definitely get the award for best supporting actor, right?
Chris Farley
as Captain Scott.
Right, I mean, that's who you're kind of describing a little bit.
If I'm making a comedy, a very dark comedy, goddamn, Chuck.
Darkest sketch.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think the bourbon decided we were done about 10 minutes ago.
I'm reasonably drunk. I got to talk about that TV show, which is, like, low key the whole reason I wanted to do this episode.
Yeah, I got completely sidetracked by new history that I didn't know, which is part of the reason I do this episode.
Yeah, dude, that's the best
part of the reason I do this show.
Finding out new shit.
Henry Hudson, shockingly cool. I'm going to do a little bit more digging into how he died, because
I swear he had to have been an asshole.
My gut theory is you couldn't have been.
There's no way.
They weren't that brutal in 1611.
There's no way that the rest of the crew was like, "Oh, fuck you! You're too enthusiastic about finding the Northwest Passage.
People were
fuck yourself."
People were too afraid of going to hell at that time to be that murderous. Not without a good reason.
But
anyway,
we're done with that. What are we going to do next week, man?
Do I get to decide?
Yeah, I picked out the Arctic shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
Go for it.
See, what will the pot of knowing know for us this or next week? An oldie but a goodie. Julius Caesar.
Yo! Fuck yeah!
So join us next time for what was arguably Rome at her true Republican height. The story, life and times of Julius Caesar.
I call it the death of the Republic. We have different takes on this, clearly, but we'll see you next time for Julius Caesar. Until that time, though, I need you, that guy. I see you sitting right there with your hand in your fucking pants. Get your hand out of your damn pants. Hit the subscribe button.
Really?
Hit the bell. Do all of it. I mean, if he wants to touch himself to me, that's fine. I don't care.
That long to do it, though? Anyway.
I'm sexy. It's not his fault.
Anyway, go out and learn you something. Please edit that out, Bo. Oh. Oh, that was a fun.
I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that in.